maybe let's start with High Slot Society. What's that about?
And unique thing about this is that we are assigning the ownership over the actual ancient artifact that HDAO currently possess over to 2,000 members of the High Sloth out of 10,000. So this is us, like trying to share the piece of crypto history that, like made a hopefully is making an impact to the society as a whole. And, crypto, blockchain, NFT, and what we're doing is basically trying to educate the legacy world that if we use this in the right direction, there are, like these may be the only solutions to the problems that we couldn't solve before in the legacy world.
Okay, let's pause this interview really quick because we are giving away 20 whitelist spots for the High Slot Society NFT mint drop. All you have to do is comment down below one thing that you found very interesting for the HSS NFT. So if it's like either the temple, the artifact, or some of the utility that they're bringing, just comment down below, and Leon and his team will pick 20 winners, and that's a lot of winners. So just, I mean, it's very easy. Just comment down below on one thing that you found interesting, and you can win a whitelist spot for this NFT drop. All right, thanks. What's going on, Cowboy? In this video, we've got a new crypto project, an NFT project called High Sloth Society, and we need to figure out, is this project for us? Should we be getting involved in this? I know if you've been with me in this journey, I've been heavily invested in NFTs recently, and it's just piqued my interest. So I want to get into the best NFT projects out there. And we've got the core contributor to this project. His name is Leon Kim, and we're going to be grilling him up for some questions, trying to figure out, hey, are you someone that we could trust? Are you someone that we could stake our money and time and effort and energy into? Or is this a pass on us? Only you can make that choice. If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. I'm not your financial advisor, just a lizard brain cowboy trying to find the best projects to get involved in. So if you want to talk and chat with us, head to the saloon. We're always talking in there. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We'd appreciate that if you're feeling generous on this channel. Now, before I get into this whole project, you got to understand that these NFT projects, one of the most important things for an NFT project is to have a docs team behind it. Why? Because there's a lot of scams out there. And a lot of these guys just kind of want to just rug pull and just take the money, or not rug pull really, but just, take the money and bail on the project. But we want to know, hey, who's behind the project? Who are the minds behind this? What's the value it's adding to our lives? And we need to figure out, hey, can this guy be trusted? So we've got Leon Kim, again, the core contributor to High Slot Society, in the hot seat. And we're going to be grilling him up for some questions. Leon, welcome to the hot seat.
Thanks, Aaron, for inviting me. Glad to be here today.
I'm glad you're here. Look, before we get into High Slot Society, I want to know, who are you? What's a little bit of your background? Quick synopsis, origin story of you coming into crypto, maybe, and then we'll talk about your project.
Oh, absolutely. They're all linked up anyway. So, my name's Leon, and I'm one of the core contributor of the High Slow Society, and I'm calling myself a core contributor because it is actually brought to you by this DAO called Heritage DAO, which is actually one of the world's first like DAO that actually bought a physical national treasure, namely from South Korea. And I'm gonna go into the details about it, but like the DAO appointed me and our organization called Crayon DAO, which is DAO as a service platform that's accelerated by Animoca brands. And like we're fully docs, we're all here, and you can look me up on the internet and our company. So yeah, that's how we're involved, and that's who I am.
Got it. Okay, so um, real quick, like, what did you do before crypto? I'm just curious of people's like entry into crypto and stuff.
So I have been in the crypto industry for a couple of years now. A few of the projects that me and my team members have architected is, like currently being used by over 200 enterprises in South Korea, and that includes, Samsung, Hyundai, and Layer One, and exchanges as well. So like when it comes to Crayon, we all have blockchain experience under our belt, and we're just a group of serial entrepreneurs, techies, product owners, and legals with somewhat of a blockchain experience under our belts. And before that, we all come from a different background, but mostly from IT.
Good deal. So, serial entrepreneur, want to get involved in blockchain. Now you're here to High Slot Society. Okay, tell me. There's a couple questions that I have in there. I'm not even
Mm.
sure if I should ask what slot society is, but I'm curious about that. What that national treasure was? How did those intermix? I don't even know what to ask first. Maybe let's start with high slot society. What's that about?
Right. So I guess I'm gonna like address you there from the link, between the High Slow Society and the HDAO. So if I may share my screen to make things a bit easier and
Yeah, no problem.
visual. Can you see my screen now?
Yep, got a big eye on it.
Right. So yeah, so high sloth society is basically a society, right? And they're the true believers of the noblesse oblige, and they're sworn to protect, preserve, and hone the essence of cultural heritage. And starting with an ancient Asian artifact nearly lost within the recess of the human minds, the tales begin. And the last sentence here is actually extending out from what actually happened from the organization called Heritage Dao. So Heritage DAO is the first DAO in the history that secured a national treasure of South Korea, and there's actually quite a bit of unfortunate story behind this. So anywhere that people gathers, if it's any kind of business, it was impacted. Some like heavily more than the others, right? And that was the case for this very first and very prestigious art museum in South Korea, and out of pure devastation and desperation, they were forced to put two national treasures out for an auction. Now, this has never happened in the history of Korea, and this will probably be the only time you're going to see these out in an auction, right? And we heard about this incident on the 23rd of January, and that was around like Sunday evening ish. And, like our team members and I are core initiators of this DAO, and we wanted to solve and address this problem using DAO and crypto and NFT, right? So we had about little less than 4 days until the auction took place. And within 3 days, we recouped the team, got the website up, got the storyline streamed out, and then just spread it across our network. And quite fortunately, we raised a little more than 600 plus ETH within the first 24 hours, which was just enough for us to sit down at the auction. Right? And long story short, within just 8 days from the inception of the very first idea, we secured the national treasure. And we ended up raising a little more than 900 plus ETH. And, we were also able to raise awareness about this incident and this solution that we're addressing this problem with via interviews with Forbes and Coindesk. So, like the whole Korea, the nation was shocked about this because, first of all, like, what is DAO, right? And who are these crypto investors that's forming an investment club to buy our national treasure? And they were shocked on top of it because we donated 51% of the equity back to the original seller. So, from their perspective, nothing changed. They have the physical asset and they have the money now, and everything is good from their side, right? The reason why we did it is because one, the custody process involves very thorough, like humidity, lighting, and spatial orientation, and everything has to be met. And that's also under the management of this government agency called Cultural Administration of Heritage in Korea. And two was that nature of our DAO is, if more than 50% of us vote to, like break it, tear it apart, put it on fire, then it could happen, right? So we wanted to isolate the systemic risk from the get go. And that's why we donated 51% back. And now with the rest of the 49%, what we're trying to do is now, like trying to expand the community members of the HDAO from, less than 100 to thousands in the form of the membership that's also cherishing the, the unity of the like-minded people that's doing good in the background, and that's also, like cherishing to share unique experiences and curate them so we can all have fun at the same time, right? So that's what HSS is. And unique thing about this is that we are assigning the ownership over the actual ancient artifact that HDAO currently possess over to 2,000 members of the High Sloth out of 10,000. So this is us, like trying to share the piece of crypto history that, like made a hopefully is making an impact to the society as a whole. And, crypto, blockchain, NFT, and what we're doing is basically trying to educate the legacy world that if we use this in the right direction, there are, like these may be the only solutions to the problems that we couldn't solve before in the legacy world. So that's the like the link between HDAO and HSS, and that's the story that we have in the inception of the HSS.
Okay. I have got a number of questions here.
Yep.
Some are stupid. Okay. Some are very dumb because I'm a lizard brain. What is this phrase, noblesse oblige? Don't know. I have no idea. I have no context of that.
Right. So I think it comes from the, France, like way back when, there were like nobles and there were like classes and there are people that nobles have to take care of under them. So it just means that as a noble, you have the social responsibility to give back to the community and to give back to the society. So,
Okay.
basically we're portraying these members as somewhat aristocratic and noble, but at the same time, they're like sloth. So we're also trying to make fun of them. So they're like relaxed and slow, but their ethos are always healthy, right? So,
Okay. What is what is the national treasure? I saw like a little figure of a house, right? Like what is
so
that? What's the
basically,
history here? What's it
basically, it is
called?
a poor, yeah, it is basically a portable temple that people used to carry around 1,000 plus years ago. And back then, Buddhism was the main religion of Korea. So basically, people were carrying this around to practice religion anywhere, right? And it has like three Buddha statues within a temple, and it's just a miniature.
Okay, so it's just it's a little miniature temple that people used to carry around. How old is it? How much did it cost? It
1,000,
cost
1,000 plus years ago.
1,000 years old, and it would cost 900 ETH.
No, it actually cost us a little less than that because one, when it comes to the national treasure, they usually don't come out to the market at all.
Okay.
So like the price hasn't changed much, and it is very hard to, appraise the valuation of it. And that's why it came out to an auction because there's just no way to appraise it, right? But
Right.
at the same time, because of the duties and the liabilities you have to, have to have as a buyer and the owner of it, like I said, the government agency, oversees these. So they knock on your door the moment you buy it, and they always, check up on you on like how is everything with the national treasure, how are you treating it, how's the conditioning it, and so it is not your everyday Picasso that you can just buy and hang onto your wall and just enjoy.
So yeah, so you have it because the government will always check on this national treasure, right? Like see how it's you're handling it, mistreating it. You kept it. You didn't remove it. You kept it at the museum, correct?
Right. So the original seller was the art museum, and they have been taking care of it for like years, right? Like hundred
Hmm.
probably, right? So that's why we wanted to have them uh, custody it, as they have always been. So public don't even have to know about this incident or like owner like changing, right, at all.
Okay. And you donated 51%
Mm.
of what exactly? Because in my
Of
brain,
the
you're
physical treasure. So
okay.
the physical tangible asset is under their custody. And on the paper, though, we as an HDAO is the rightful owner of the 49%.
49%. Okay. So, and why did we donate 51% again?
So one other like custody is an issue, and second reason was because of the nature of our DAO. So everything is governed by the voting process, right? So if any like malicious motion is passed on our DAO system, such as
Uh,
let's just smack it, let's just burn it, let's just like do something
it can be
crazy, and we're gonna
overrode
call
by
it the art, yeah.
yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And so, um, I have trouble like putting words to these things because now you've spent 100% of nine. Let's say call it 900 ETH, right, or
Mm.
800 ETH, and then you donated back essentially 400 ETH worth
Yes.
of this treasure. Is is that a problem? Do you see that as an issue? Obviously, don't. But like, help me understand like why I should feel comfortable with that.
So I think like that is addressable from like both parties, views, right? From their point of view, like we're just crazy people. We gave them money, and now we're giving them physical asset back, right? And from our point of view, though, we're trying to introduce a new solution in the form of NFT, blockchain, and like DAO, in a way that
Mm.
we recouped the fund to buy a national treasure, and now we're trying to like monetize and just gain the investment back in a way that we can share it with more community. So basically what we're trying to do is try to bring blockchain and NFT as a solution to bring liquidity to something as illiquid as ancient artifact that's sitting at the art museum all the time. And like physical asset doesn't even have to move so from their standpoint they win. And from our standpoint, it's still a win because we are trying to circulate 49% of the ownership in the form of, like NFTs and different forms to the retail investors, like in
Got
a
it.
way, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So now you've got these NFTs. They're sloths, right? Do they look like, are they these generated, profile pictures? These,
Absolutely. So we have a sneak peek on our Discord channel, but
okay.
if I may share my screen just for the,
Go right
the sake
ahead.
of, like having you
Oh,
take a look at
they're
it.
not even out.
Yes, they're making in process. This is the sneak peek of it. So as you can see, there's sloth, and they have more than 130 attributes, traits that is going to be selected to for random generation.
Okay. And so what is the utility of having one of these sloths?
Right. So we are trying to curate and bring membership benefits in terms of uh, partners. So there are many. It might be easier if I just go through the slide to give you a better ideas on it.
Sure.
So we are trying to bring in more experiences to our users, basically, right? So in
Okay.
celebration of securing the first ancient artifact in Korea, we're also developing a 3x3 estate on the Sandbox Games, and we are trying to bring in experiences that are unique to Korea to begin with. And if we secure a treasure from different like place in the world, we're also going to do the same for that place of the world too. And then with our members and future High Soul Society members, we're gonna bring in like experiences from like festivals, live concert, music videos with maybe other entertainers onto the metaverse that's gonna span out to the offline as well. And like we're gonna gamify the entire experience. So for the original 2D HSS holders, we're also gonna like craft the 3D voxel avatars and airdrop it to them so they can have a place that can call home on the metaverse to begin with. And then to vitalize the town of the HSS, these are more known record label in Korea that is actually one of the core contributors of the HDAO and the HSS at the same time. So this video alone has about 56 million hits, and as you can see, their style is very unique, uniquely Korean, and the type of music that they practice is also uniquely Korean at the same time. So these are type of experiences that we want to bring onto the metaverse to our members, and they're also going to do like offline festivals and like live concerts where you as a member can also have access to. And we're also working with a few of the festivals. We are speaking to at least like five or six. They're starting from Korea and going global. So this festival called Water Bomb is basically an EDM festival that's been around for 10 years in Korea. And basically this is just, like having everyone, water gun and spraying at each other while you're enjoying the EDM festival. Anywhere from 60,000 to 100,000 people, like join each festival, and we're basically trying to like bring that experience to the metaverse, and at the same time all our members can participate each festival as a VIP pass holder with a VIP tent that's specific for high slow society. And we are also building a members only club, somewhat like a Soho club, right? And we're starting that in Seoul and New York City, and we're doing that in conjunction with our high sloth member called Toki. They are the distillery that started out in Brooklyn, New York, and they have expanded out to Korea at the same time. And they now operate some bars in the like more hip area of Korea. And from that experience, they're gonna open a club for us and possibly create a new line of alcohols under the High Slow Society brand, and that spans from whiskey, gin, beer, soju, and like things like that as well. So these are some of the benefits that we're bringing to our members from the get go, and we have like long ways to go from here. So we're only going to add on more to the list.
Okay, so I've got Sandbox Real Estate, Sandbox Avatars, concerts, tickets, EDMs, metaverse, bars, secret clubs, official, and then alcohol
Mm,
for and so what is the so immediately so that sounds like a roadmap to me, but
mm.
like immediately if I were to, are these minted yet? Is minting happening soon?
So minting is taking place on the 28th, and we are doing a small batch of it first. So
Okay.
out of 10,000, we're only offering 400 public Dutch auction minting. And a day after that, we're offering 1,000 whitelist minting.
Okay. So of the 100, if I were to mint with one of those 100, what would I get?
So you would get, so when you say 100, you're talking about the
Or
public Dutch auction, right?
400, 400.
400. Okay. So if you mint one of them 400 for the very first public Dutch auction participants, everyone is guaranteed to have the trade, which is the interest over the ownership of the ancient artifact. So that's
Okay.
guaranteed for the first 400. And
Got it.
everyone else after that, that trade is going to be randomly assigned. So it's kind of like a mystery box at the same time after the
What
public
do you
Dutch
mean
auction.
trait? A trait, one of the traits have ownership over that thing?
Yes, yes. One of the attribute is that whether you have the ownership or not.
Oh, okay. So I could own a high slot society thing, but not have ownership over that, over
Yes,
the
yes,
artifact, over the temple.
yes, yeah. But you still have all the access to the membership. Membership part
Okay.
is the same.
And is the membership parties, is that happening now, or is that coming down the pipe?
So I think we're gonna curate it in a way that it's gonna be like all season long. So like festivals, like the Waterbound one is obviously for the summer. And for the fall, there's this festival called Rainbow, which is basically camping plus like music. And for the toward the winter, there's obviously the New Year like New Year's End party, NYE party. And for the like for the spring, there are like different festivals there too.
Because here's what I'll tell you. Like I want to go to these festivals. I want to see Blackpink. I want to see Jenny. I want to go over there and I want to watch and just be involved in all that kind of stuff. But I'm in Florida right now.
Hmm.
So if I were to buy one of these things, it seems like all that stuff is in Korea, which I would go to Korea. I would
Hmm.
fly there. But I'm dying to see Seoul. But it's hard for me to find the value
Hmm.
for me in Florida. So are you looking for people who are specifically in Seoul? Are you looking for people in that area of the world? Because it seems like I'm not sure if it'll make a lot of sense for me to start buying this up, right?
Hmm. So I guess like that's why we're also trying to create more like experience and curate them on the metaverse, on the sandbox, where like you from anywhere in the globe can participate, take part, and enjoy it in a new way of presenting it. Of course, it's not going to be as vivid as the offline, but we're trying to create some kind of a new dimension of experiences using the sandbox as a medium. So that's one like effort that we're gonna put like our hands in. And also like for the rest of the world, we're also trying to do this over and over again if this works out. So like we're also gonna find partners anywhere in the globe that can also add value to the community in the ways that our current partners are doing, so that we can, like as a community, support those partners.
Hmm. Okay. So how far along? What's so? You keep mentioning Water Bomb. Is that close? Like, is that happening this summer? And if I buy this, will I have tickets to Water Bomb?
Yes, so Water Bomb is going to take place around late June or July. I think they have set the dates for late June, actually. And for that reason, we're probably going to introduce the metaverse experience sometime around that too.
Okay. And oh, Metaverse, is this online or offline? Are we
This
talking
is
about?
metaverse is online. It's mainly going to be around the sandbox games.
Okay. So Water Bomb on Metaverse, not in
Yes.
person. Okay.
Uh, they're going to take place in offline too, of course, but we are going to curate the metaverse experience around the same time.
Got it. Okay, got it. So two places, online and offline. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. So are those lifelong tickets or are they, who uh how much are those tickets worth and do I get those tickets next year too?
Yes, so if you are the holder of the HSS, basically, like you have access to the VIP area for free, and they are gonna be entitled in the within the NFT. So it's gonna be lifetime as long as the
Okay.
festival is there.
Okay, see this is where I'm talking about like real. So I'm trying to get to like real tangible like utility for this thing because I want to
Mm,
know hey, I got this thing now I could enter in or I got VIP access, I got lifetime access. And the reason why is cuz Gary V put out his V Friends and it's kind of the same thing. He's got this conference that he has and then you got, you're accessible only by NFTs and stuff like that. Okay, not saying that you guys have to put on a conference. I'm just saying like what kind of access does this bring me if I'm in a society, right? If this
mhm.
noblesse or balages or whatever, you know what I mean? Like this noble thing, and I own part of this national treasure, there's got to be some kind of hoity-toityness that I want to be pampered a little
Mhm.
bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want some of that if I'm spending money on this. Okay, so tell me what chain is this on? Ethereum?
Yes, this is on Ethereum.
Okay, so it's on Ethereum. How do I get to mint? Like you said, it's the 28th. What are the directions here? What do I have to do to start
Right.
minting?
So you would have to go to our website, highslowsociety.com. And on the top right corner, there will be a button like Mint HSS, and it's going to be activated toward the day of minting. And once you go in there, you just have to get your Ethereum ready and MetaMask wallet to connect. And then you just have to click on the Mint button and just like decide on the number of, HSS you want to mint.
Got it. Okay, and so yeah, the 28th, and then do I just join the discords and stuff like that down the links
Oh, yeah,
description down below?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Is there anything left to talk about high sloth society here that we haven't talked about that's been left on the table that's in like your belly that you're waiting to get out?
I think when it comes to HSS, I just want to highlight again that this is, like us trying to reach out to the like-minded people, and everyone that's participating, we encourage them to add value. If you're a business or if you have some like what of a value add to the like the club, and as a whole, we would like to support you so we can create somewhat of a decentralized brand over like a experience, curated experience. And also this also represent a piece of history that actually happened for the first time anywhere in the world, right? So I think
Yeah.
that is also of somewhat of an interesting element that HSS has. So the statement is also there. So
Gotcha. All right, Leon, thank you so much for being on this AMA and the hot seat. Guys, if you are interested in High Slot Society and the minting is on the 28th, check out all the links are in the description down below. See if it's something for you. Leon, thanks so much for being here. Guys, thanks for watching. Lizard Brain getting a good project, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
thanks a lot.